Good evening, Facebook family and friends and my faithful, loyal YouTube subscribers. Today, it is Monday, February the 20th. The year is 2017. All right, so this is a quick video. I'm doing the old format today because I just got back in town. I'm tired. I want to do a quick video because I saw this news article here in Atlanta about a billboard they have here in town. And the billboard, it just says, black people are being pushed out of Atlanta. And the billboard is really to promote a movie about gentrification here in Atlanta. And it's accusing black people. The billboard is located off I-285 near Camp Creek Parkway. And the billboard just says black people are being pushed out of Atlanta. And the billboard is to promote a movie about gentrification in Atlanta and other areas and how certain neighborhoods are changing and yada, 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 all this bullshit. Black people are not being pushed out of Atlanta. Black people have made the decision to move out of Atlanta on their own. Okay, so I did real estate here in Atlanta for a long time, close to 20 years, building and renovating homes in the 90s and the 2000s. So from 95, 96, 97, 98 on up to about my first house in 93 out in Stone Mountain. So I'm very familiar with real estate here in Atlanta in areas of the city that are going through gentrification, which I think is an excellent thing. These neighborhoods were horrible neighborhoods that needed to change. So gentrification got started in certain neighborhoods like Eastlake, East Atlanta, Kirkwood. The areas were rough. You could have got a house over there for $10, $15, $20, $30,000. Peanuts. Seriously. They had houses in Kirkwood, Eastlake, East Atlanta, Old Fourth Ward for under $50,000 back in the mid-90s, late 90s. A lot of houses that you could have got for virtually nothing. So in these neighborhoods that all of a sudden black folks love so damn much, what they didn't love at the time when the house was $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000. Now all of a sudden the neighborhoods have homes that value close to $500,000, maybe more. I've seen $800,000 houses being built in or more in the Old Fourth Ward. Kirkwood has $500,000 and $600,000 homes. East Atlanta, Eastlake, Kirkwood, Oakhurst, all of them have homes easily over $500,000 now. That wasn't the case when I was building and renovating homes. So I would buy a house for maybe $50,000, $60,000, $75,000, renovate it and put it back on the market for maybe $200,000, $250,000, somewhere. That was our good. That's the average home price we sold was about $200,000, $250,000 for a fully renovated house. New heating, new electrical, new plumbing, new roof, new windows, new kitchen, new bath, new this, new that, new every goddamn thing. The houses were beautiful. The houses were gorgeous. Beautiful homes. I couldn't live in all those houses. I wish I could have lived. There was houses I drive by to. I wish I could at least just spend the night in the damn house. I did all that damn work in the damn raggedy ass house. Houses were beautiful. But there was a catch. Black folks didn't want to buy them. So you have a lot of black folks who could afford to spend $150,000, $200,000, $250,000 for a house. But they didn't want that shit in the ghetto. We don't want it. I would take black folks and show them houses in the Old Fourth Ward, Kirkwood, Oakhurst, Eastlake, East Atlanta. They told me, Walter, up yours, nigga. We going to Cascade. So they moved to Cascade and brought houses for $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. Big brick, brand new, beautiful homes. I wanted to be one of them motherfuckers. I was a city slicker. I didn't want to live in the suburbs. I built a house out in Lithonia in 1997. I got the hell out that house and built me a house downtown Atlanta in the Old Fourth Ward. I paid $335,000 for that house back in 1998. 1998, I paid $335,000. The house worth every bit of $1 million today. I had a swimming pool in the backyard, a 3-car garage. It was beautiful. Porches, had an apartment, an in-law suite. It was an amazing house. In the ghetto. Now, the old Fourth Ward isn't the ghetto anymore. But when I moved in, I had friends tell me, Walter, I'm never going to visit you down here in this house. I feel unsafe. There was a crack house next door. They stole my brand new bike from my black hair. When I moved in, I had to put a big old fence up. There was a crack house next door. No, there was a drug house next door and crackheads across the street. It was just, the neighborhood were burned houses up and down the street, abandoned houses, boarded up homes, was trash everywhere. It was filthy. We used to call it the old dirty Fourth Ward. It was nasty. So I hung in there. And I started buying and building and renovating homes in that area. Mostly renovations. We did do some new construction, not a lot, but most of the homes were renovations. Black folks did not want them. You listen to this. I would tell black folks these houses are going to be worth a lot of money in the future. Black people did not care. They had good jobs. They had good money. They went to school. They had education. They didn't want to live in the ghetto. Every house we sold went to white people who still live in these houses today. Houses we renovated back then, white folks bought them. All of them. And they still live in those houses right now today as I'm sitting here having this conversation in this house. Then white folks are still living in them same houses. Black folks did not want them. They didn't like the neighborhoods. They didn't see the vision of what it could be. So black folks were not being forced out of the area. They didn't want it. Some of those houses were empty for years. Family members didn't want them. It was like those areas that are going through gentrification were areas that most people didn't want. There were homes that people inherited from their family members, and they were stuck with these houses. The houses weren't worth shit. They weren't going to go up in value. They didn't go up in value until white gays started moving into these areas, lesbians and gays, and renovating these houses. A few black gays, not a lot, because remember, black gays didn't want this shit. They want to be way out in burbs. Brand new, pretty construction. And this is the problem. We didn't grow up in the ghetto all our life. We didn't want to be stuck in the ghetto again. We didn't went to school, got an education, got a job, you're making all this money, and now you're still sitting over here staring at these crackheads dancing in the street? No. Black folks are not being pushed out those areas. A decision was made by the vast majority of blacks. They didn't want to be in these ghettos anymore. And they were ghettos. They were slums. Whose fault was that? I have mixed feelings about why these neighborhoods went down so quickly. They were abandoned by blacks who, if black folks really wanted to live in Kirkwood, Eastlake, Oakhurst, Old Fourth Ward, they would have moved in there and fixed those houses up. They already owned the houses owned by their family members. They didn't want to do that. They couldn't envision these bungalows being nice homes. I had friends laughing at me. Laughing. The we were renovating those houses. They were like, who's going to live in these little small houses? They were like this bungalow we live in now. 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes, decent sizes, hardwood floors. I thought the houses were beautiful myself. I love those houses. But black folks did not want these old raggedy-ass houses. The biggest battle Earl and I have had in our relationship, Earl liked new construction. He didn't like raggedy houses. Even when we were renovating these houses, he was like, yuck, I want to live in a new house. He's still screaming that today. Okay, dude. We in an old house now. This house is probably in the 40s or 50s. He can't stand it. He want new construction. Okay, so if you're going to live in this house, and I told her earlier, if you're going to live in this neighborhood over here, these new houses going from $250 at the cheapest, which let me take that back. I ain't saw a brand new house over here for $250,000 in forever. So no, there are no $250,000 in construction homes in this area. I ain't saw one. Every house I've seen is $350,000 and up, closer to $400,000 and $500,000 for new construction. Now, if it is something over here for $350,000, I don't know where. You probably can find a house that's probably about 10 years old that's dated in the inside. But I think you're gonna be close. You're gonna be over $300,000 easily, and it's gonna need some work. So, but it could be out to be about 10, 15 years old. But if they went in there and renovated, they can get that $400,000, $500,000. I don't know who's buying these expensive houses. I really don't know. I wouldn't buy this shit. I'm just like, wow, why? But they're buying these houses. They're being built as fast as they're building. These people are buying these houses. Now, there's a ton of new construction going on. I don't see as many renovations over here. Most of the homes are being torn down. So most of the houses are being torn down, and new constructions being built, and we're in Kirkwood now. So Kirkwood was a slum area. Kirkwood, Eastlake, East Atlanta, Old Fourth Ward. These areas were dangerous. Edgewood, this shit was tore up from the floor up. These areas were horrible. But now, since white folks are hitting about, starting buying stuff, the neighborhoods have improved. Black folks being pushed out of Atlanta, nigga. Stop the bullshit. We need to stop spreading these lies. They're not being pushed out of Atlanta. Black folks made the decision to move out of Atlanta and move to the suburbs and move to prettier, nicer neighborhoods. I get it. Hell, I like to live my ass back. I sat in Buckhead for 10 years in $1 million plus house. I wish I could go back to it. We in the slum now. This area's still rough. I don't care about these $300,000, $400,000, and $500,000 houses being built over here. This shit is still rough over here. Earl says the gloomiest is a gloomy neighborhood. It is. But the average house is $500,000. So it's still in. Somebody's buying this stuff down here in the hood. I mean, right across the street from us, they're building $400,000 townhomes. I don't want one. I would not buy one of them townhouses. But I guarantee you they're going to sell every last one of them across the street. Now, who's going to buy it? Probably most likely going to be some white folks. I'm not surprised. But is that forcing black people out? There's still a ton of black folks living in these areas. A whole lot of black folks. The neighborhoods have improved. We got a brand new Kroger. We even got a Chick-fil-A. Wow. They got restaurants, they have retail. They have all kinds of improvements that have come over here. This shit was horrible. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't get it. This shit was deadly. I saw they took one of the stores where all these thugs used to hang out outside this convenience store and they made it into an art gallery. It's beautiful. White folks do stuff like that. You know, they might be in there doing some coke inside that art gallery. They ain't standing outside selling the damn crack in front of the damn store. God damn. They do this shit privately. I'm just kidding. I don't want y'all to be getting upset. Like any white folks, like, we do cocaine. You know, black folks ain't about all that coke being shipped into this country. You know that, right? So, we'll talk about that in another video. But no, these areas, black folks are not being pushed out of Atlanta. There's still a lot of places for black folks to live in Atlanta that are still affordable. There are a ton of areas in the city that I absolutely love. They're rough as hell, though. But you can still get you a nice house. You can still live in the city. You can go into, I can't think of the name of these areas. There's still some great areas in the city with some affordable housing being built, brand new construction, under $200,000, $150,000 to $200,000. You still can find a very nice home in the city of Atlanta. You may have to look, and the area's going to be kind of rough. But these people who came into Kirkwood, Eastlake, East Atlanta, Old Fourth Ward, they were pioneers. I moved here into Old Fourth Ward in 1998. I remember the first night living in that house, I had to lay on the floor. There was gunfire outside. Boom, 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 boom. All night long, bullets flying. I'm scared to death. I thought, what about it? I moved in the house by myself. Big, massive. It was about 4,000 square foot home by myself. And I was thinking, oh my God, what have I done? I had to lay there and just lay on that floor thinking, I mean, they're right outside the house shooting. They were actually next door shooting at the niggas over there. They were acting like a damn fool over there shooting. All kinds of shit was going on back there. And ginger ale, I just got back from Florida. My stomach is not feeling too good, y'all. I don't know, I think I might have ate something down there. I mean, I'm okay. So I just got heartburn kind of bad, but it's getting better. So, please do not believe the bullshit about black people are being forced out of the city of Atlanta. That's false. Black people made a decision to move to the suburbs. They wanted cleaner, nicer areas. They wanted better neighborhoods. At least the assumption, people sometimes, black folks, we think things are better where white folks live at. White folks think it was shit. Black folks giving this shit for cheap in town, we're going to go in town. Now, in town Atlanta is not cheap anymore. I will say it's not as affordable as it used to be. It's very expensive now. So with that being said, a lot of blacks may not be able to afford to buy in Old Fourth Ward or Kirkwood or Eastlake or East Atlanta or in these areas anymore. Now that I can see if they cannot afford to buy or want to pay $400,000 for a 4-story townhouse with 18,000 stairs. I don't want that. I'm too old for that shit. I'm not going to be running my groceries up and down these stairs, parking in the garage, run these groceries up these stairs. It's too much work. I'd be this is a ranch. I park in this carport, I bring my shit to the kitchen and set it on and throw it in the refrigerator, go about my damn business. I ain't no stairs, there's 2 stairs in here. Even my little dog man be saying, damn, I gotta go up these 2 steps. Let's get your ass in the 2 stairs. We just moved from something that had a lot of stairs. We can't do the stairs anymore because the dogs are old and I'm too old. I don't be going up and down no damn steps, and I'd be damned to hell if I'm going to pay $450,000 to go up 18,000 stairs. No, sir. Now, there are affordable homes, and I'm going to have to do a video about this because I love real estate here in Atlanta. I know I'm sick of Atlanta. I think you can find some good deals in Atlanta, but there are going to be some rough areas. You're going to have to be a pioneer. If you black and you want to live in the city, there are some areas for you. There are areas you can afford. There's some great houses, great deals. Now, they ain't downtown Atlanta. Close. There's the Bluff. It's dangerous. Deadly. But it's downtown Atlanta. It's in the city. And I know some white folks that moved into the Bluff. So we need to stop all this nonsense. White folks this, white folks that, and start taking control of our lives. And stop the nonsense. I mean, it's ridiculous, the stuff that I hear people say. White folks pushing black people out of the city. No, you get into your U-Haul, buying homes in the suburbs, and you're moving out of the city. That's not white folks' fault. You all made the decision you didn't want to live in the city. And white folks made the decision that they do want to live in the city. Now that the prices have gotten to such an expensive price, people are saying that they can't afford the taxes on these houses. The people who've been living here forever. I don't know what to say about that. Maybe some laws need to be put in place for people who are in these homes. But you got an old raggedy house that ain't been touched since 1972. I don't see why the taxes would be going up anyway. You can go downtown and fight your tax bill. But I do understand the taxes are going up and some people cannot afford to pay the taxes they've been paying. But think about it. They've been paying $500 for years in taxes. Now they're paying what their taxes should have been. When you go from paying $500 to $1,000 a year on property taxes to paying $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a year, all of a sudden you're paying what you should have been paying in the first place. That's what you should have been paying. That's a whole nother video. Because a lot of people are not going to understand what I just said. You were underpaying all those years any damn way. Now you're paying close to what you should be paying, maybe a little above in certain instances. But neighborhoods and cities can't survive with people paying $500 in property taxes per year. $500 to $1,000. I have people say, I only pay $1,000 in taxes a year. Okay. Do you understand that the city needs a little bit more than that to survive? But we'll get into that later today because I'm exhausted. He's back in town. I wanted to do a quick video about this. It's almost 20 minutes long. Because this is an issue that people have not taken time to quite understand. I was in real estate. I know black folks didn't want these houses. I know that they didn't want to buy these houses. I know they didn't want to pay the prices for this stuff. I know they didn't want to live in these neighborhoods. I saw it with my own 2 eyeballs. I had black folks tell me, I'm not living down here. I don't live in this neighborhood. They didn't want to live in these areas. So whose fault was that? So now they're upset because white folks live in there. I don't get it. Anyway, today it is Monday, February 20th. The year is 2017. I love to hear you all's comments about black folks being pushed out of Atlanta. Give me a break. Anyway, I'm out of here.